Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Acing Exam. I am Bhumika Sharma and on this channel I am making you prepared for your term 2 examination for SST class 10th. So already we have completed the syllabus of economics, political science and history. It's on my channel. Today I am starting with geography, that is manufacturing industries. So after watching this video, kindly check description box for important links. Now this chapter I will be posting in 2 parts. See, it's a small chapter, but always I prefer posting the chapter in parts just because each part will be of about 5 to 7 minutes. That if I were a student, so I would have got boosted up by seeing that duration. So I think it becomes easy for you guys to prepare with on confidence and energy. I'll post this chapter in 2 parts. Both the parts will be of 5 to 7 minutes each. So in just about 20 minutes, you're gonna complete this chapter. Amazing. Okay, so now we are starting with this chapter. The name of the chapter is Manufacturing Industries. You can all guess what the chapter is all about by just reading the title. So it is about the industries, that is secondary sector. Okay, so what are the 3 sectors? Coming down fast. So number 1 is primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. So in this sector we are studying the secondary sector, that is industries part. Also I want to inform you that I have created my own website, my own blog where I'm going to post all the handwritten notes for whatever I teach on this platform. So obviously the link for that website is in my description box. So kindly go and open it and access to my handwritten notes. Now without any further delay, let's get into the video. So what exactly manufacturing industries means? So it means converting raw materials into finished goods. As simple as that. There cannot be a more elaborated definition to it. Okay, so production of goods in large quantity after processing from raw material to more valuable product is called manufacturing. I think you all knew it pehle se hi. So now people employed in secondary sector. First of all, let me clear what are the 3 sectors. Number 1, primary sector, which includes all the agricultural activities. Number 2, secondary sector, it includes all the manufacturing work. And number 3, tertiary sector, which is the father of these both sector. That is, it is responsible. It is the duct between the good from both sectors to the market area. Alright, so now basically the question arises, who are those beings who convert, who manufacture the raw material into finished goods? They are the people who are engaged in secondary sector. Alright, and the economic strength of the nation is measured by development of manufacturing industry. It's true, like the region with a lot of industries is gonna be economically stronger than the region having lesser industries. Is this point clear? Now moving towards the importance of manufacturing industries. What role does these industries play? So now this is a very important topic which examiner can ask you in your exam, and these points which I have written in it, these points are the complete answer of this question. Okay, you can just elaborate it more according to the marks, but you have to learn these questions by heart because this is very important question and it is gonna be asked in you in the exam. Alright, so manufacturing is considered the backbone of economic development, as I have just told you how it is considered, why it is considered the backbone. Okay, now the importance of manufacturing industry is it has reduced the dependence of us on the agricultural sector. Clear? So the term which I have written, reducing dependence, so reducing dependence from what? From agriculture sector. Earlier every work was dependent on just agriculture and primary sector, but since when the industries have been introduced to us, it has reduced that dependence. Clear? Now next is foreign exchange. Now if raw material is converted into finished goods, it is exported to other countries also. As for example, cotton textiles. India produces cotton and then converts it into cotton textile, it is exported to other countries. Clear? Next is reducing poverty. Now, how it can reduce poverty, right? The people engaged in agriculture activities, the farmers and all, you all are well aware that they are very poor. None of the farmer, like very few of the farmers or people engaged in primary sectors are thode bahut rich. But the introduction of industries to us has raised the employment for the people, and they pay them for their labor work, of course greater than they are paid from primary sector. Clear? Next is national prosperity. Now, as I have told you that manufacturing industries, these industries boost up our economic strength, and thus this increases the prosperity of our nation. Like India is one of the exporters, like other countries. It has boosted up and increased our prosperity at the national level. I hope it's clear. Okay, now moving towards next topic. Okay, here arises one more important question which is majorly asked in exams. So it says agriculture and industries go hand in hand. And the question comes like, agriculture and industries go hand in hand, inverted commas mein, and just elaborate the statement. Now what does this statement means? Like you already know the answer. Must be wondering how. So obviously you know the answer. If there is no agriculture activity, there is no primary sector, the secondary sector cannot exist. Right? And it is vice versa. How? If there is no secondary sector, the primary sector cannot be transported towards tertiary sector. How? If cotton is grown, it is raw material. It has been done in primary sector. But if cotton is not converted into cotton clothes, it cannot be sold in the markets. It's of no use. Right? So, manufacturing industries and agriculture are interdependent and they go hand in hand. Clear? This is the answer for your most important question. Kindly read the paragraph from your NCERT textbooks also. You will be more clear. Okay? Now, manufacturing industries contribution in GDP. So the 17% of GDP is contributed by manufacturing industries only. Now comes what is the favorable region for setting up the manufacturing industry. Now it's not like the industries will be set up just beside your house. No, the factors on which the setting up, the establishment of manufacturing industries depends are: number one, availability of raw materials. The place where the source of availability of raw material is good, there the industries are gonna be established. This is not the only factor. Some more factors are needed to be there along with it. So those are cheap labor. The region where the owner of industry is getting cheap labors, he's gonna establish his industry there. Of course, okay, and the capital. So these are the few factors which influences location of industries. I hope it's clear. It can be asked you in 1 marker or 2 marker that state any one or two factor on which the establishment of industry depends. Clear? Now let's talk about classification of industries. The types of industries. So there are 3 bases on which industry is classified. Okay, so what are those bases? Capital investments, ownership and raw material. So on these bases, what types of industries are there? So on the basis of capital investments, there are large scale industry and small scale industry. So what's the basic difference between them? The large scale industries comprises of large capital, large investment, and whereas the small scale industries comprises lesser than it. Okay. Now on the basis of ownership, there are 3 types of industries: public, private and cooperative. So public industries are those which are owned by the government, and private industries are those which are owned by the individual, by us. Okay, and now what is cooperative? The mixture of them. The industries which are owned by the partnership of public and private, they are known as cooperative. So the example of these are very important. So example of public are Bhel and Sale, and private you can write Tisco, Bajaj, Reliance, and so on. Now what are the examples of cooperative industries in India? This is your homework. You're gonna research about it and then come back, comment down the correct answers. Okay, and now on the basis of raw material, there are two types of industries. Industries comprising light raw material and heavy raw material. If I am saying light raw material, I mean the raw material like cotton, and if I am saying heavy raw material, I am referring towards iron. Clear? Is the classification of industries clear? Okay, so now there is one more basis on which the industries is classified, that is main role. So now there are two types of industries based on it. Number one, key industries, and number two, consumer industries. I am owning an industry, okay, and now I require machinery to manufacture anything. So the machinery, those machinery which are manufactured by other industries, those industries are known as key industries. So the industries which manufacture tools and machineries for other industries are known as key industries, and I, owning a cotton industry, is known as consumer industry, which is directly manufacturing and selling it into the market. Is it clear? Okay, so as we studied earlier, industries based on raw materials. So the industry which are based on agricultural practices, the raw material we are getting from agricultural practices, those are called agro-based industries. Alright, no doubt till here? Okay, so now let's talk about the types of such agro-based industries. So number one is textile industry. So textile is always related to clothes. Okay, so now under textile industries we are studying three types of industries, that is cotton industry and jute industries and sugarcane industry. Okay, so in cotton industry, so since ancient India, the hand spinning and handloom weaving techniques were in practice. People used to practice handloom weaving techniques for making cotton textiles, but after 18th century, power looms were introduced. Alright, so the states which are famous for cotton industries are Maharashtra and Gujarat. Alright, so Indian cotton is exported to Britain, Europe and USA. Okay, now the challenges faced by these industries. This is also important. Okay, so the challenges are irregular power supply. Alright, stiff competition. Stiff means hard. Alright, old machineries. So after 18th century, like in 18th century, the power looms were introduced. After it, nothing such machineries were introduced further. Okay, so like from 18th century we are using power looms, so these are old machineries. Alright, low labor output. So the labor is not at all hardworking and it doesn't give output as per requirement or expectations. Alright, these are the challenges faced by cotton industries. Now coming towards our next textile, that is jute textile. So India is the largest producer of raw jute. Okay, you should know it. It can be asked you in one marker. So it is most produced in West Bengal. Okay, now why? There is a reason behind it, that is Hooghly River. So the Hooghly River in West Bengal creates a waterway for the transportation of jute. That's why it is most produced in West Bengal. Alright, now, and it is exported to US, Japan and Russia. Alright, now last but not the least industry, sugarcane. So India is the second largest producer of sugarcane and it is most produced in Maharashtra, because the sugar canes of Maharashtra has high level of sucrose in it. Alright, and the challenges faced by these industries are old machine, it's similar to the cotton one, and the transport delay and seasonal. Okay, sugarcane is produced seasonal, of course, you would know that. So number one, it is seasonal, it has old machines, and the transport of sugarcanes are always delayed, so that's why. Okay, and now we have studied about these three industries, so let's study that when these industries were established. The first industry of cotton and textile was established in 1854, of jute textile in 1859, and of sugarcane in 1903. So with this we complete our first part of manufacturing industries. Stay tuned till my next part. It will be out super soon, just like the day after I post this part. So till then, goodbye.